Welcome to Doximity's annual meeting of stockholders. I would like to introduce Jennifer Chilum-Tiarana. Please go ahead.
Thank you and good morning. It is now 9 a.m. Pacific time and I call this meeting to order. Welcome to the annual meeting of stockholders of Doximity, Inc. I am Jennifer Chilum-Tiarana, General Counsel and Corporate Secretary, conducting this virtual meeting on behalf of Jeff Tangney, our CEO and Chairman of the Board. We're joined on this call by our CEO, CFO, Board of Directors, and representatives from Deloitte, our independent registered public accounting firm. This annual meeting is being held in accordance with Doximity's bylaws and Delaware law. During the meeting, I will review the matters described in our proxy statement dated July 16, 2025. After that, voting will be completed, the preliminary results will be announced, and the meeting will be adjourned. Recording of this meeting is not permitted. Broadridge Financial Solutions, represented by Wendy Sheba, is our Inspector of Election. After we have voted on all matters subject to a vote, Ms. Sheba will tabulate the votes and determine the results of the voting. Notice was given to stockholders of record as of July 3, 2025. As of that date, there were 136,497,596 Class A common shares outstanding, and 50,919,611 Class B common shares outstanding. We are informed by the Inspector of Election that there are represented by way of virtual meeting or proxy shares of common stock representing a majority of the voting power of all issued and outstanding stock entitled to vote at this annual meeting on the record date, thereby constituting a quorum for purposes of transacting business. In order to expedite the flow of business, we will proceed as follows. The polls will be opened, then each of the matters to be voted on by the stockholders at this meeting will be presented in the order set forth in the proxy statement. The polls will then be closed, the votes tabulated, and the preliminary results will be announced. The polls are now open. If you've already voted and don't wish to change your vote, no action is needed. To vote or change your vote, please do so now while the polls are open. New votes will override prior submissions. While you are voting, I would like to outline the proposals before us today. They are, first, to elect 2 Class 1 directors for terms ending in 2028. Those directors are Jeff Tangney and Kira Wampler, who will be elected by a plurality of the votes present at this meeting, in person or by proxy, and entitled to vote. Second, to ratify Deloitte & Touche LLP as our independent auditor for fiscal year 2026. This proposal requires a majority of the votes present at this meeting, in person or by proxy, and entitled to vote. And third, to approve on a non-binding advisory basis the compensation paid to the company's named executive officers for the fiscal year ended March 31, 2025, as disclosed in our proxy statement. This non-binding advisory proposal calls for a majority of the votes present at this meeting, in person or by proxy, and entitled to vote. The Board of Directors of the company has unanimously recommended the passage of all of these proposals. There have been no other proposals brought to this meeting, and therefore this concludes the description of the proposals. I will pause very briefly to allow any final voting before closing the polls. Now that everyone has had the opportunity to vote, I declare the polls of the annual meeting of stockholders closed. No additional ballots, proxies, or votes, and no changes or revocations will be accepted. Preliminary results show that both Jeff Tangney and Kira Wampler have been elected to serve as directors until our 2028 annual meeting. Deloitte's appointment as our independent auditor for fiscal year 2026 has been ratified, and the non-binding advisory vote on named executive officers' compensation has been approved. Final results will be filed with the SEC within 4 business days. Thank you for your attendance and support at this meeting. The meeting is now adjourned.
This now concludes the meeting. Thank you for joining and have a pleasant